Welcome to Say Like a Champ, episode 204. It's your boy A-Dub.
And your boy Stress. What's good, SLAC fam?
Back in the building. Um, on another great week in sports. Honestly, it wasn't going to be too crazy for an agenda today. And then news just started falling this afternoon and this morning. So definitely some things we want to address and definitely lots of things to share. So we'll get into it in just a minute. But for now, definitely want to thank all of our slackers for being here and rocking with us. We got a couple people in the building. We got moms in the chat. We got Unk in the building as well. Hello. Appreciate y'all being here with us. And we love having you guys as part of the show. So please let those comments come on in. Let them rain down and let us know how you're feeling today. And yeah, we'd love to have you as part of the show. Also, Grace in the building.
Welcome, Grace.
Hello, Grace. Thank you for being here. So yeah, we're going to get things rolling in just a minute here, but before we do, we got to do our little check-in. So, Strizzy, how you feeling, man? Tell us a story. What's going on?
I'm trying to think, man. Anything pop up or happen? Nothing much though. You know what I'm saying? Kind of same old, different day, different now, another dollar. But like you said, man, a bunch of things just kind of been popping up rapidly. You know what I mean? Like it was kind of short, and then like today, just been seeing a bunch of things pop up. So. So this might very well be a full blown episode. You know what I'm saying? And
yeah,
it's like that. That goes good on this side. What about you?
Yeah, everything's good. It's crazy. It's only Tuesday, but it feels like it's been a long week already. Honestly, I feel like I've been a little bit busy, but things are going good. Did some charity work last weekend, and coming up this week too. It's backpack season. Kids are starting school out here. Actually, some already are in school, but we've been having a chance to kind of help out with stuffing backpacks and giving out some backpacks and stuff like that. So that's been really super duper cool. So
that's what's up.
So yeah, but we'll go ahead and jump into it. I'm gonna pull up our graphics, and today is it's funny. It's kind of like a money day. It's a big time money day. Lots of different contracts being signed, and it's like inflation is for real. But but let me go ahead and say welcome in to a few more people, and then we'll get into our first topic. We got Pops in the building. Good evening. He said hello from the boys. That's what's up. Oh, it's triple trouble if he's got the boys.
Got the nephews with him.
But that's what's up. Hello, my Augie, Pops. Thank you guys for being here. Also, we got Stephanie Washington in the building. Hey. What's good, Stephanie? Checking in from Vegas. We appreciate you being with us here today. So that's what's up. Let's go ahead and get into it. What's up next?
Oh, let's check it out, man, real quick.
Tuned to NFL Talk. Let's get it. All right, NFL Talk is our first topic as always, and it's been kind of quiet, but today we've gotten some interesting news, and we know that records are meant to be broken, things are meant to be reset. Well, today, for the third time this offseason, we have the new highest paid ever quarterback in average. Our boy, Justin Herbert getting the deal. This just came in this afternoon. 5 years, $262.5 million with about $140 million guaranteed. Strizzy, what are your thoughts on the contract?
Like you said, man, especially with the NFL quarterbacks, right? Every time a quarterback gets a new paycheck, the next up and coming franchise guy is going to get something that's slightly higher. You know what I mean? So, hats off to him. I think Herbert's a really, really good quarterback. Hopefully, they can just kind of put it all together. The defense is usually really good. They just always have their best players getting injured. You know what I mean? It's always their Pro Bowl guys on defense getting injured. You know what I mean? And their wide receivers too. I think they're getting a little up there in age a little bit. So. They just gotta keep surrounding the kid with the amount of weapons that he needs, and so he can continue to be successful. But he's been so good with working with what he's got. So I mean, I can't wait to see what he can do when he gets some reliable people. You know what I mean? Aside from Austin Eckler, and even Austin Eckler is a really, really small guy. You know what I'm saying? So, but I'm happy for him, man. I think he does deserve it. You know what I mean? But let's hopefully he keeps playing the way he's playing. You know what I mean? I don't want to see him fall off this year because he got paid.
Yeah, no, I agree. The ceiling is still yet to be determined, right? And the talent is clearly there. What he's already done in his first couple of years is awesome. And it's funny that you mentioned Austin Eckler. Now we know why They were being tight with that money with Austin Eckler. They're like, look, we got bigger things going on right now that we're trying to situate. But as you said too, like the market is always going to be reset. You know, whoever has the biggest contract, it won't be for long. You know, Jalen Hurts earlier this year, they threw that out there. People were like, oh, he's not deserving to be the highest paid NFL player, you know, ever, whatever. Lamar Jackson had to go through his holdout. Then he got his, you know, he reset it. And now, you know, just about a month later, Justin Herbert, the new top paid quarterback. But it is crazy money to think about that. And just the way that this young man's life had to have changed, right? Because he's going to get $140 million guaranteed after signing today, no matter what happens moving forward. So,
that's nice.
That's just insane. Definitely want to welcome Kelly into the show. Happy Tuesday. And Kelly, we're just talking about Justin Herbert's giant contract and why maybe the kid should have a chance to play football. You know what I'm saying? No. But yeah, so that's the big story this afternoon. But next up, we're going to talk about an interesting story with the running back situation. Saquon Barkley did report to training camp on time, and he did sign a basically 1 year, $10.1 million deal. Basically the same money as the franchise tag. This was just like a week after threatening to hold out and saying like, oh, you know, I might sit out the whole season. Are you surprised at all, though, that he just went ahead and came on in?
Yeah. And, you know, it's funny because the deal's worth literally the franchise tag, right? It's like 10 point, like barely over 10.1 or barely under 10.1, but it's worth up to 11.1. So basically they're going to give him another $1 million in some type of incentive, right? He's probably got to rush a certain amount of yards, maybe play a certain amount of games, playoff. Not all those things, just probably at least one of those things, right? And it's crazy because it's just like it's basically just the franchise tag. Like it's literally all it is, and it's a 1 year deal too. You know what I mean? So like the thing with the franchise tag is it's also fully guaranteed. You know what I mean? It's just I don't know. So I actually get it. $10 million is a lot to pass up on, regardless if you're a running back or because it'd be like that's a lot of money to pass up on. But you know, it also seems like, you know, I don't know what's going to happen with the running back position, man. Like I'm getting a little worried about it. You know what I'm saying? It's obviously always going to be there. And Saquon doesn't exactly have hasn't been the most durable. You know what I'm saying? Like he's been, and he's missed a lot of time too. It's not like he's out a game or two. Like he misses a significant amount of time when he gets injured.
6-8 weeks at a time.
Yeah, exactly. Whole seasons. You know what I mean? ACL type stuff. So I definitely get it. I definitely understand it. But I was really surprised. It's kind of embarrassing.
Right.
You know? Like it's actually that's the best way I could put it. It's actually kind of embarrassing. I was like, man, like all this stuff, all this talk, and then it's like Saquon signed a 1 year deal for $10 million.
That's where I'm at with it. Like, you know, they were talking about earlier in the week, like, oh, running backs were having Zoom calls and they were discussing the state of affairs. I'm like, what are these guys getting ready to go on strike or something? Like a strike, they will get replaced so quickly. But then after all that, like you said, he goes ahead and signs for basically what he was going to get anyway. So it is interesting. But Pop says the feed on YouTube's not working. That's weird though. I wonder why. I mean, sorry, Ump did. What's good, Ump? So appreciate you letting us know about that. Hopefully, StreamYard will work it out, or hopefully we can still be seen on YouTube. We'll see what's going on with that.
It's up, Ump. It's working. I don't know what's going on, but it's working.
Okay, cool. That's what's up. But yeah, I was just thinking the same thing. Like, kind of like after all that talk, like you basically just got if you would have came back and at least got 12 or 13, I'm like, okay, cool. But they still basically said you're gonna get what you're gonna get. But if you hit these incentives, you know, you can get a little bit more. I do think, though, that the running back position is just getting more and more almost like kick returner or punt returner type of a situation. And it's even more evident when we see things like this. You know, he got his 1 year, $10 million, but, you know, now today an extension 5 year, $97 million for Trayvon Diggs, who's a cornerback, like making basically twice the amount of money as the Saquon Barkley is. But still, like the impact that Saquon Barkley can have on the Jets and their offense is just crazy, right? So it is very interesting to see where the position's going. But in football, I think it's really, I don't know, like you said, maybe the running back market is kind of going away.
Yeah, you see guys like, you know, CMC, Derrick Henry, and running back out of New Orleans, Kamara. Yeah, they, you know, all those guys got paid like literally just in time. You know what I mean? Like,
They were like the last ones.
Yeah, CMC literally reset the market. I think Henry and Kamara got a little bit slightly less than what he got just because everything that he's able to do. But now because of it, it's like they're just not seeing it anymore. Christian McCaffrey's had a history of some injuries. Derrick Henry just tore his ACL or whatever it was last year, or Achilles. And Kamara just honestly didn't play well. Like, nothing was wrong with him last year. He just did not have a good season. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah,
I think they're looking at this stuff like, yeah, you guys touch the ball a lot, you're involved with a lot, but you're also like the least durable. You look at Diggs getting 5 years, 97. That's crazy, but he doesn't get hurt. You know what I mean? Quarterbacks don't usually get hurt. You know what I'm saying? When they do, they're out a game or two at a time. They're not out for long. So I still understand why cornerbacks are starting to reset the market for themselves as well. It's just being a cornerback is probably the second hardest position to play in the league behind the quarterback. You know what I'm saying? So you're out there on your own little island, and that's actually a really tough position to play.
Yeah, no, most definitely. And this doesn't even make him like the top paid or anything like that. He's still like, I don't know, like he's still kind of higher echelon on the cornerbacks, but still not that top. So interesting though. But with the timing too, I do want to add one more member to our panel right quick, and definitely want to get his opinion as being a Cowboys fan. So let me go ahead and bring in our brother Mad Marcus. Marcus, what's good?
What's up, dog?
What up? Can y'all hear me, man?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, okay. You sounded good.
Yeah, I couldn't log in and stuff, so it's all messed up, but we in here now.
Well, we appreciate you being with us, and you're sounding loud and clear. So yeah, I definitely want to see how you're feeling, but also was curious how you felt about the Diggs contract that came out today.
It was surprising. I didn't know he was up for contract, but I think he's deserving. I know he's a little upset he didn't become the top 10 in the Madden. I think he was number 11 or something like that. So he was a little upset with that. Gilmore, surprisingly, was 91, higher than him. He was 87. So
crazy.
maybe this will make him feel a little better. So we all know he's a good guy, a good cornerback. I think last year he didn't get as lucky he did the year before. So
right,
yeah, it's all good. But I think he deserved that 97. So that's good. And I'm happy to see Saquon get his money too. I didn't want to see him going anywhere else. I want to see him stay where he at. Try to do good. They did good last year, so we know we hate them, but overall football player, we want to see him stay where he's at and get paid. So I'm happy he got something for that too.
Yeah, for sure. I definitely agree with that. He's one of those players that wouldn't look right on a different uniform.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So, what do you think about? Did you see Justin Herbert just got signed 5 years, $262 million?
I don't know, man. I think he's an upcoming. He's gonna be a good quarterback, but I just don't think he's proven anything yet to get that kind of money. But hey, man, that's the market. That's what he's doing right now. So you got to get it. That guy paid. He didn't have a great year last year either. So he got potential. So I wish he would did a little something, a little bit more to get that money. But we know he's gonna be good. He had injuries. And he had his receivers. But one of his best receivers, both of them was hurt last year, so he still did a little better. So I think it's all good. I'm not a big Herbert fan until he proves a little bit more. But hey, I ain't knocking him for his money though.
Yeah, for sure. It is funny though how like Jalen Hurts just took his team to a Super Bowl, and they still were questioning his money. And then where Herbert, they should have never lost that game in the playoffs last year and everything, but nobody's questioning that money. So. All right, a couple more NFL stories right quick. I do want to talk about Brock Purdy. They say he is ready to go. The 49ers are kind of managing him, though, and having him basically not throw 3 days in a row. So he's going to throw for 2 days and have a day off for right now as he builds back up. But Strizzy, you've been on record that this is your number one guy and you wouldn't go to Trey Lance. Marcus, how do you feel about it, though? Do you think Brock should just get the automatic start?
No, I'm going with Lance, man. Gotta give him a shot. That's your guy. You drafted him, you know what I'm saying? So you gotta give him a shot. Brock Purdy is cool. I know Trizzy, he was on him last year. He was pretty good. I just feel like you gotta give me a little bit more of the show. I think he's on a great team with some great weapons. And I think that's what he had a great coach, but great play calling. So I think that's what made him do well last year. But I think if you do that same thing, I don't think Trey Lance played with the full team yet, with CMC on the team and all that kind of stuff. So let's see him with those guys, and those guys healthy and the defense doing great. Let's see how Trey Lance, just give him a shot. I'll always give a guy a shot. Like I said, if he don't, it's going to be more pressure on him because Brock Purdy going to be right there waiting, and people going to say if you make one mistake or a couple of mistakes, they'll put Brock in there. So I just say give him a shot and see what he do. But we all know we'll see what Barker could be there waiting for it.
Yeah, it is pretty tough. Because I get where they're coming from. Like after what they've seen from Purdy, like why not, just keep him riding there. I'm just curious if they're going to be able to capture that same type of magic, that same type of situation. Are they going to still catch people off guard, or will it matter because Brock Purdy might just be that good? But I do hate to see a guy like Lance lose his job to injury, but I do think that that's basically what's happened here. So, Strizzy, any quick comments on that, or you're?
Nah, man.
I
mean, like, I do agree though. It does suck to lose your job to injury. You know what I mean? Like that's like the worst way to lose your job. You know what I mean? At least Zach Wilson played himself out the job. You know what I'm saying? Like, truthfully, like he did. Like he played himself out the job, and not even just because Aaron Rodgers came in and grabbed it. Like he lost it to what was it? Mike
White.
Yeah, He lost it to Mike White. Before Rodgers got there. So I do get that. But sophomore year, right? Sophomore year is, they say by year 3, if you don't got it, you're usually out as a quarterback. You know what I'm saying? But sophomore year will tell a lot. You know what I mean? They have a lot more film on him. I just think that what we saw from Brock last year, in the sense of they didn't treat him like Mac Jones. You know what I mean? Like they didn't put like a leash on him. You know what I mean? And tell him, oh, we're not going to allow you to do this. We're not going to allow you to do that. Like he averaged more touchdowns a game than Jimmy G. You know what I mean? He averaged more yards a game than Jimmy G. You know what I mean? And I think, even if you got the weapons out there for you, it does make it a lot easier, but you still got to get him the ball. You know what I mean? And the man was throwing deep. He was throwing low. He was throwing middle. Like there was nothing that that they didn't throw at him that he couldn't do. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I think he kind of played Lance out the job, because they were just like, well, damn, like, this kid
gave him no reason not to.
Yeah, exactly. So I kind of hope that they were going to trade Lance last year. I think his trade value was a little higher last year. So I think this year in camp, I think they really have to see what Lance has and actually let them duel it out for that starting spot, because who knows, maybe Lance, like Marcus said, Lance with the health of just everybody and CMC being there, maybe he's able to show something that he couldn't show last year. But I think this is news because Purdy's the guy. You know what I'm saying? If Purdy wasn't the dude, I don't think this would be news.
I feel you. A couple other quick things, and Peters is going to the Raiders. That's pretty cool. It's funny. He was one of the high picks in the 2015 draft, and they're already talking about him like he's kind of like a veteran, kind of used up. It's crazy, like the football life cycle like that. It goes so quick, but I kind of thought that this was cool, him going to the Raiders.
Is his fourth team or 15?
His fourth team now.
Okay.
Because it was the Rams,
Chiefs,
the Ravens, the Chiefs, and then the Ravens, then now the Raiders. So I think he'll still be effective, though. It's pretty cool, though. But I was trying to find the old clip, like when he actually got in a fight, like with the Raiders. Like I thought that would be pretty funny to go back and reflect on now that he's going to be a Raider. But he definitely plays with a lot of passion. He's one of those guys I like to watch play. So I'm happy for him that he landed somewhere. Only other thing that's kind of sad to see, Naheem Hines for the Bills was injured and he's out for the year. But it's kind of interesting circumstances. He was actually jet skiing, or he was on a jet ski stationary, and another jet ski came crashing into him, and he ended up tearing his ACL as a result of that accident. It's
not supposed to be out there, brother.
No.
Yeah. No. And it's like,
man.
It's crazy. Yeah, that's a big opportunity for him. When he got traded to the Bills, he didn't really get a lot of touches in the running game, but he famously had 2 kick returns, including the first kickoff after DeMar Hamlin's incident. So he was definitely going to get some more opportunities, but now that's a big setback.
I think because as that part of the contract, he probably won't get paid though, because of that, right?
It depends on how it's laid out, but there's a potential he could lose money because of that.
Yeah.
Because there are certain activities that you're basically just not supposed to be engaged in.
Especially this close in the season.
Just gonna say that, especially this close in the season, dog. Like
this was his last weekend before going to camp, and that's crazy. So, yeah, tough situation there. But again, we know this is that time of year where you really don't want to see injuries or anything of that nature, because we want to see our guys get out there and play. So unfortunate for him, but hopefully, knock on wood, there's not too many other injuries and things like that. So, all right, let's move on. to NBA talk real quick and keep it moving. All right, NBA talk. So this is NBA adjacent, but it's definitely impactful. We got to talk about Bronny James. Came out earlier today that yesterday in a USC practice, Bronny James actually suffered a cardiac arrest and was taken to the hospital. He's now in stable condition and out of the ICU. But just so crazy to see, especially with him being so young. And I definitely wanted to share and get your guys' thoughts on that incident.
Super scary, man.
Yep.
Yeah, that's when I heard it. It's also it showed you it happened yesterday, but we did find out today.
Yeah.
So it showed you that they locked it down, like they didn't even really want to say anything. So that makes it even more dangerous because they don't know. Well, they think they're probably waiting to see what's going to happen for him, you know.
Yeah.
So that was the crazy part. I just couldn't imagine that, and I'm not trying to say too much, but I hope not. This might be sound bad what I'm about to say, but I hope it could have been like a young guy. He might have took something, you know what I'm saying? Might have smoked something, and then you try to go to practice and it kind of messed your heart up a little bit. Hopefully, it wasn't like just like a natural thing that caused it because then you don't want to play no more, you know what I'm saying? But it was something that he did. He shouldn't have did this part. Like, hey, Brown, you got to slow down. You can't do that. You know, you're in college. You can't do that kind of stuff and then play basketball. And they say, hey, this year you don't play, but next year you can play. But if it's something natural, you know what I'm saying? I just figured he took a physical like to play basketball, so he probably would have caught something and something happened like that, you know? So I just hope it could have been something else that, like I said, they don't sound right, but hopefully it was something else that caused this, that he can kind of still play. But if it's like a natural kind of thing, this might be it for him to play basketball, you know? Like, if I'm his parent, like, hey, man, we don't want you to play no more. It ain't worth it, you know? Like, you taken care of already, so, hey, man, just do something else. So that's how I feel as a parent, you know?
Yeah.
It's kind of like sit him down a little bit. Like I said, maybe it was something else that caused that, but if it was like a natural type of thing, he could have died, you know?
Yeah. Cardiac arrest is something that's super serious. You know what I mean? And this kid is he's like 18. You know what I mean? So like to see something like this happen to an 18-year-old, you just don't see that happen very often. You know what I mean? He's in probably the best shape he'll probably ever be in. You know what I mean? Or maybe not ever be in if he makes it to the league, but you know he's in top 2% of being in shape in the world. You know what I'm saying? Like, so to see him to go down for something like cardiac arrest is really scary. And like Marcus said, as a parent, like I know that's I would hate to get that call. You know what I mean? Like that's that's terrifying. And like you said, to keep it under wraps for a whole 24 hours, that's solid. You know what I mean? Because I know it sucks when you got to see the media out there with their cameras and they're hounding you, trying to figure out what happened to him.
Right.
But they got jobs to do too. So I like to think that they were like, we're gonna let you guys have this time and we'll report this tomorrow or something. I'm sure they knew yesterday too. You know what I mean? Somebody did.
Yeah.
But it sucks, man. Like Marcus said, I hope he's okay. I hope it's something that maybe he took. Maybe he just overexerted himself. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Maybe he's just out there just trying to prove, I
go
get
too
it.
hard. Yeah.
Yeah, like maybe I get it. I'm LeBron James' son, but I'm trying to get out here and make a name for myself. He just overdid it. You know what I mean? Maybe he wasn't drinking enough water. Just it's hot too. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm sure they're playing indoors, but it's still really hot. You know what I mean? So I hope he's okay. I hope this is something that was like a freakish accident and that he can bounce back from it, and next week or something like that he can lace him back up and get back to practice. But it is something that anytime something is done with the heart, we saw Shaq's oldest son. You know what I mean? When I think he was at UCLA.
Sharif, yeah.
I mean, he went down too with the heart issues too. So hopefully it's something remotely close to that. But when things like this happen, Marcus is right. You got to stop, think about it. Is it worth it? And get a bunch of different doctors' perspectives and kind of see can he continue? Would you recommend it?
Right.
And you have to be careful too, because some doctors just for the money or just whatever will just be like, no, he's fine. You know what I mean? But no, not and he's not really fine. So you gotta get multiple doctors to kind of check up on it.
Yeah, most definitely. Like I think, like you guys said, so scary. And like I was thinking about that earlier too, though. Maybe it's like sometimes like this creatine, this pre-workout stuff. But I do hope that whatever it is that they kind of can figure that out. And if it is something that's more controllable, but if not, like you both said, like it's not worth it. And it might come out to more of like, okay, Bronny, like, is this your dream as well? Because that's a whole different level of, commitment if you're talking about, potentially risking your life. Like that's crazy. So, but yeah,
like
definitely.
Marcus said, your kids are taken care of, bro. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Like, you're straight.
Yeah. So, but definitely prayers up. And then, yeah, like Marcus said, like it's pretty crazy that they were able to keep that under wraps, but also it shows that, that privacy is a good thing for these people in this situation. And it's sad that like more people don't have it,
Mm-hmm.
But I definitely respect that part of it. So
Yeah.
We'll see how that progresses, but hopefully, good thoughts and good wishes his way.
Yeah.
Speaking of being taken care of, though, we got to talk about Jaylen Brown now becoming the highest paid NBA player ever. 5 years, $304 million supermax contract. Marcus, if you want to lead us off with your thoughts on the situation in the contract.
It's terrible, man.
Right.
It's not terrible because, like I say, we always support our black guys, man. You do it for a living. That's your thing. I'm happy for you, but you're not even the best player on your team to be a highest paid player. So that means if you get that, you got to give Jason Tatum, you got to get him higher than that. Now you put your whole team in risk. Like you can't get anything else to go with that. So give it up to his agent. I don't know what his agent did. I don't know if the agent caught the owners with his pants down somewhere or something happened. But I don't get it though. Like I understand these guys, you get paid more money, but
Right.
that's a lot of money for a guy that didn't. You couldn't even get past the Miami Heat without one of their best players, and you the second best player on your team, and you didn't do anything.
Mm-hmm.
So it just, I don't know, man. It's a lot of money, man. The world needs this kind of money for other things and stuff like that. I understand you work hard for it, but $304 million for Jaylen Brown, like that's ridiculous, man. I don't get it. I don't get it.
Man, my sentiments exactly. It's funny. It's like these guys, these NBA players, just constantly keep getting more and more money. You got guys like Saquon Barkley just struggling to get $10 million for 1 year. You know what I'm saying? And
right.
And like Marcus said, like number one, you're the best player on your team. You know what I mean? And two, it's like I get it. The team that drafted you always has the most money to pay you, right? If you were to try to go somewhere else, no other team would be able to offer him that amount of money. But has he even been on any like first team, second team, third team, anything?
I think second team something maybe. Like I don't know.
Like even
you got one All-Star appearance, I think.
Yeah, because he did have like certain things like the All-Star appearance, the Finals appearance, and the like second team All-NBA. Like that's what made him eligible for like this extra money,
that extra
super
money
max thing.
Yeah, but it's one of them things where it's like you're not a difference maker. Let me rephrase that. You're not the reason your team is going to do something big, right? Like you're not Steph Curry. Like when things are down and looking grim, they're not looking at Jaylen Brown like, all right, dog, it's your turn. Bail us out of this. You know what I'm saying? For the most part, looking at JT to do that. And hell, even he fell short, last season. You know what I mean? So that's a lot of money for like
a lot of money, dog.
For a dude who, in my opinion, hasn't necessarily like made that kind of name for himself. Right. But yeah, like Marcus said, like I'm never about to, get on somebody for getting your money. Shouts out to his agent for real. Like for real. Jason Tatum said he wanted him back and for the Celtics to do whatever they could to get him back. So I guess that's exactly what they did. But you're right. That does shorten some things up if you want to like add to this team later on because JT wants some more of that money too.
He gonna have to get 310 at least.
Something like that, yeah.
It has to.
But I think he's gonna be eligible for it like this time next year. So by then the salary cap will have gone up a little bit, and then he'll get like, if not the exact same, a little bit more basically. Yeah. But then Porzingis is gonna be like, okay, well they're getting $60 million a year, so what about me?
This year a tryout for Porzingis. This is a tryout year. They're gonna figure that out next year what they're gonna do with him.
And maybe that's what the Celtics are thinking is like, oh, we can try to make this work right now. But if it doesn't, we've already been like, oh, you're gonna have to break up Tatum and Brown. Well, now you're committed to using them both. So,
but that contract has to have something in it. You gotta have so many amount of points. You gotta do this, and this. Make first team. It has to be because it's no way he gonna get that money just to get it. Like he don't have to work for it, right?
No, that's his
guarantee.
That's guaranteed.
That's an NBA contract, dog. That's
what's
however
so
many
crazy.
millions a year.
Yeah, it's like 60. It's like 60 million a year.
That's
so
crazy, fam.
Yeah, that is insane. But
congratulations, dog. Congratulations to you, dog.
Congratulations to him for sure. And he might never see the end of it, or in 2 years it might look like a bargain. The way if the salary cap keeps going up and they keep being able to spend that much crazy money. But yeah, for now, definitely shout out Jaylen Brown. And his agent, like y'all said. But that is crazy. Like you said, not even the best player on his team. So he's gonna be buying a lot of dinners.
I know Marcus Smart somewhere with a straight jacket on right now.
He's tripping for real. He's like, I was the heart and soul.
He's a defensive player of the year, and he ain't like, come on, dog. Like,
no,
he got a big award. Like, he got a big award. Like, this dude ain't never got nothing like that in 304.
Nothing.
Yeah.
Oh,
that's crazy. The only other thing we have for basketball is I was gonna see what y'all thought of this. So the FIBA World Cup is starting later this month, or I'm sorry, in the couple weeks into August. What do you guys think of the NBA, the Team NBA roster? Team
Terrible.
You don't like any of this? Because they're basically sending all the 2 and 3 year players, including my boy Austin Reeves, too, made the cut.
Hey, what's up? Kind of a quick question about Austin Reeves. Like, what's going on with Austin Reeves? He's all on social media. He's all on the podcast. Everybody talking about what's going on with this dude. Like, what did he do? Like,
I don't know. I think it's just like a big push though behind him. Like, I don't know, because they're trying to sell his new shoe now. He got his own shoe contract with this other company.
He cool, but I'm like, I can't get away from this guy.
He's just a big fan favorite now. You know how it used to be Bald Eagle. What's his name again? I'm forgetting.
Caruso.
Yeah, it used to be Caruso. Like, Caruso was like that dude.
Nah, I think he's bigger than Caruso though, dog. This dude is all over the place. Like, he got Kobe Bryant kid, Kobe Bryant nephew crying and stuff. Like, what's going on, dog? I don't know what this is. Is he a starter?
Well, late last year he started. But I don't even think he started in the playoffs, no. But when they had all those injuries, that was the thing, is the last couple months of the season, when LeBron was out, that's when Austin Reeves, started getting more playing time, started, being a little bit flashier. But honestly, I'm kind of with you though, Marcus. I'm like, I like him a lot, but I'm like, is he really all that? I don't know.
Yeah, and then this team right here, none of these guys even the best player on the team. You might argue with my guy from Minnesota.
Anthony Edwards,
he might can maybe top it now because of the injuries of Karl Anthony Towns. But none of these guys are even the starter of their team. So I don't know, man. It just different.
Definitely.
I feel like if they play those overseas teams are they've been together for a long time. You know what I'm saying? So you're gonna be playing against some good teams. Right. I don't see these guys beating those teams. I don't see it though. I just don't see this. I won't be watching it put it like that.
Oh, if Luka plays, and because I know he already talked about it, but if Luka plays and Joker plays, they getting washed, bro.
Yeah.
They getting killed, bro. Like,
do they have any shooting on the team? You got Josh Hart on the team. Like, what?
Yeah, they don't have much shooting really.
Cam Johnson is the only
Cam
shooter.
Johnson. Yeah, true. And he's
he ain't gonna start.
I think it's really going to come down to Steve Kerr is going to have to really get them in the right mindset, because if they play together, that's fine. But if they're all just coming out there, doing their thing like they normally would, it's not going to work out. Because like y'all mentioned, these other teams, they play together, and this is a big thing to them, that they are gearing up for. Where most of our guys, this is our C squad. This is our junior squad, basically.
Yeah, this is the squad you send to play against the starting squad that's going to play.
Right, exactly.
Well, you do. I can see a nice lineup. You do got BI on the team. BI.
That's the one that I'm. That's my boy. So
yeah, BI, Jaren Jackson on the same on Anthony, and you got who else? Anthony Edwards on starting. I think that's a nice lineup. But your point guard? Okay, Bronson would be a nice little point guard. But you don't really have no shooting though. You don't really have that much shooting on the team. So
I think. If I had
you got the rookie of the year on the team too, he can start maybe. Yeah, he might can start on the team. But
if I had to pick from this list to start, it had to be Brunson at 1, Halliburton at 2. I'm gonna put Edwards at 3. I'm gonna put BI at 4, and as far as probably Jaren Jackson at center. Like that's who's starting for me. Because
Halliburton like a small.
Halliburton. The FIBA small in general.
Yeah, you can't. I don't think you could put BI in this. Against these other countries, they gonna be some big dudes. I wouldn't put him at the 4. I will put but I'll put him at the 3. I'll take Halliburton off the bench. And I'm starting probably Bobby Portis at the 4.
See, you got him interested right there. See, you know what I'm saying? Yep. How are you gonna say that?
I'm sorry. Gonna be watching. No, I'm sorry. I'm putting Paulo at the 4. Sorry about that.
Oh, okay.
I got you. I think as far as like the point guard role goes, I want Halliburton over Brunson. I think Brunson's a little bit of a scorer, but Halliburton can score too, but
he can
average 10, 11 assists a game. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Like, that's the guy from Pacers.
This team is going to need that.
Is he a point guard though?
Who?
Halliburton.
Yeah. He's great point guard. Yeah, he averaged like 11 assists last year or something like that. He's a point guard. Yeah, he's a point guard for real.
Never see him play.
It's going to be interesting. Yeah, I don't know. I think we might have to check it out. You got me interested though with those lineup mixtures.
I'm not watching still, so.
Yeah, I feel it.
Yeah,
well, it is weird though. Like looking at those 6 players, and then like the rest of the team, it's like seriously, like Slovenia, Russia, like even France, like they might have a real hard time with France.
Yeah, they're gonna be big, man.
Yeah, man, it's gonna be tough.
Because France gonna have the dude from the Spurs, right? He gonna be on.
No, he's not gonna play.
He's not gonna play this year. He's not gonna play.
Oh, okay.
But I mean, realistically, France is still one of the better teams out there, and they're still gonna have Gobert. You know what I'm saying? Like, they'll have some other dudes out there. So this team is pretty small, and it's not like you're gonna get 20 a game from Bobby Portis at the center position or Jared Jackson.
He's just there to fight. He's just there to be a little bit.
I know, right? Look at his face. He looks like he's ready to fight.
Right. But I think I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. But definitely this will be. They'll probably go out there and they'll get tagged up a little bit. But then that way, when the Olympics comes back around, we'll send our A squad and we'll smack the teams back down and take our rightful place. So that's what's up with basketball. Still, of course, Dame Lillard and Harden. We'll see if they ever get traded. But we still got a long summer to go for them. Other sports, we do have Fred McGriff and Scott Rowland that made it into the Hall of Fame. And so congrats to them. But those are the only 2 inductees this time around. The Baseball Hall of Fame is so stingy with it. But these guys definitely deserve the respect. I love the Crime Dog McGriff for real.
I love McGriff, man. That's my dude, man.
Yeah, because you were on those Braves teams. Are you?
What? That's when we had Gavin, we had Smolch, we had Maddox as our pitcher, we had Lopez as a catcher, we had Chipper Jones, we had Andrew Jones, we had Brian Jordan. Like we had a nice team, dog. So yeah, that was. I watched every game that year and we won. So
that's what's up. So yeah, it is cool to see them get their shine. But nothing else too crazy going on with baseball. But next week we might have some fireworks because next Thursday is the trade deadline. So we'll see if any big players are on the move. And the Angels, they're kind of discussing trading Shohei Ohtani only because they're not sure they're going to be able to sign him long term.
What?
So that'll be the big thing. I don't think they'll actually do it, but they're trying to get a better sense of if they're going to be able to compete. But if teams are lining up to sign him this summer and he's going to be a free agent, they might just try to trade him to get something for it. So that would be crazy though to trade like the best player like in a long time, right?
Yeah.
And they're the ones that paid all that money and like went out on a limb to bring him and like start him in the MLB. So hopefully they get something out of it. We'll see. Got to give a shout out to my Bulldog, Brian Harmon, winning the Open. Marcus, tell us your thoughts on the weekend Brian Harmon had.
Man, people don't understand how hard that was to win that. It was very hard. And when he got the league early, it's hard to keep the league for like 2 or even 3 days. It's hard to keep that league going. And for him to come out, he came out, I think it was Saturday, and he was messing up the first 2 holes. Like he went down, but oh man,
got nervous, yeah, because he had that 5-stroke lead.
Yeah, then you got John Rahm. He made a record. He hit a 63. Like he came all the way back. Like he was like coming for him. So it's hard to keep your mindset that whole night. You come in, you gotta play, and then it's raining the whole day. It's not a little bit. It's raining the whole day.
Yeah.
And for him to keep his focus, for him to keep his sign going, and I watched the whole thing. For him to keep his side, it was unbelievable, man. But I don't think that anybody deserved it more than Brian Harmon. He ain't even won in a long time. Such a good guy. He always running up. He always close. He's always doing the good thing. But I was hoping he won, you know. So I was trying to have a story immediately because I didn't want to see who won. I recorded it, so I was trying to stay off of it because I was so busy that Sunday. So I came home. I just turned it on the whole day. I watched the whole thing, but it was very hard. Playing golf, man, golf is already hard itself when it's in good condition. And you trying to play when the rain is coming on, your hat is wet, you got to go on the umbrella, your ball is thin, your club. That's hard, man. And for him to stay put and do how he did, he won big. Like he knew he won. I think, but he got to maybe the 14th hole. If he just stayed basic, just do the basics, don't try anything crazy, just stay basic, and he pretty much won. So it was pretty cool. It's pretty cool to see him too. He got on the bridge, he kind of broke down crying because it's hard, man. Like to do something like that, your emotions come out of you. You know what I'm saying? You try to keep calm the whole time for that to happen. But I was so happy to see him win, and not say the guy from Live win. You know, this is the jab. But no, for see him to win that's kind of cool to see him win, and then it's pretty dope, man. And for him to talk, he was like, I want to thank the superintendent for the golf course to be in good condition. I was like, what? It was raining. What you mean? But that's the kind of guy he is. You know what I'm saying? He's a good guy, and like it was kind of cool, man. So I was happy to see that.
Yeah. You can just tell about how muddy his shoes are. Like how muddy his shoes are. Like dang.
Yeah, it was bad, and that like Marcus was saying, that's like one of the tougher golf courses. You know,
it's hard, man.
Yeah, already. And in those conditions, pretty legit. And also, having basically a 5-stroke lead going into the final 2 rounds, and to maintain it, he ended up winning by 6 strokes, which is actually tied for a record at the Open with Tiger Woods of all people. So definitely congrats to him. And I did hear some stories about, I guess they were like razzing him, and like the British fans were like rooting against him like all weekend, and that just kind of like motivated him a little bit more. But he still kept his cool and did his thing throughout. So that's what's up.
Yeah, because you have Fleetwood. He's from that area, so they wanted him to win. Like the Friday and Saturday, they was really close with them too. So they thought Tommy Fleetwood was gonna come and get it, but that pressure hurts, man. Like it's a lot of pressure. It's a whole country backing you,
right? And
you gotta go out there and do it. It's hard, man. That's hard. It's only been one guy who has done that from that country. You know what I'm saying? That they won that Open. Because it's pressure on you, dog. You got your whole country watching you,
right?
And you got these guys coming in, so it's kind of hard to do that, but. I like Tommy Fleetwood, but it was kind of too much for him to get it. But yeah, Brian Harmon, a good thing for him though.
Yeah, for sure. I definitely want to give a shout out to Dre real quick. Commenting on some of our NFL talk topics. He said Diggs just got a 5-year, $100 million, and he's not even a top CB cornerback, and Barkley can't even get a multiple-year deal. Definitely, it is crazy. It's a sign of the running back market for sure. But thank you for tuning in, Dre, and appreciate your comment on that one. Next up, I want to get some opinions here. We got to make some predictions. This fight this weekend, we got Crawford versus Spence. This weekend, Saturday night going down. And how we talk about inflation and breaking records, another record broken. This one's going to be $85 for the pay-per-view. So keep creeping that number up and up. I remember when it hit that 50, I was like, oh, this will be the top. You know what I'm saying? Now it just keeps going up. But it'll be worth it. It should be a great fight. 2 undefeated fighters. Strizzy, I'm gonna start with you. Who you got? What's your prediction?
I got Crawford. You know what I'm saying? I think this should be actually a really, really good fight. But I just think Crawford's just one of those dudes where he's just so technical. He's just so good, man. Like, and not to say Spence isn't. You know what I mean? I feel like if Spence was going against anybody else, I'd be taking Spence right now. But I gotta go with Crawford. I think it's his fight.
Yeah, I feel it. Marcus?
Yeah, I think everybody got Crawford. For Spence to win this, he's gonna have to win early. He'll have to win like the first, second round, like maybe like a punishing shot, maybe knock him down, and then go from there. But if he try to keep it try to go all the way through, I think Crawford gonna get that. He fought more, you know. And it's not Smith's fault. He got in that car wreck and kind of slowed him down. I think
they did railed him. Yeah,
it would never happen. Cause it took a lot for him to come back from that. So that took some fights. It wasn't actual fights, but to get back into mode and all that kind of stuff, that took a lot out of him, a lot of years out of him too. So that's probably why I won't pick him. But like I said, if you get a couple of good shots and maybe knock Crawford down, and then kind of go from there and build on top of that, and then maybe he can kind of pull it out. But if it's gonna go just the distance, I think Crawford gonna definitely win that by an easy one. So I think they both want a payday. So I think they how to do this. I think it's like a fight with like Mayweather and Pacquiao. It's overdue. You know what I'm saying? It should have been happened. So it just one of those fight. Like, they got older. Like, hey man, let's make some money right now. You know what I'm saying? See what we do. So that's what I think it is.
I agree. I think they're both in a position now in their career where they're like, all right, let's get this big check. Yeah. And if we, and if one of them, has to suffer to get a loss, that's what it's going to be. But no, I think those are some great points. Crawford, definitely like, Spence is really great, but Crawford, the more technical fighter for me as well. And he's a little bit older. Like he's been waiting for this time. So it's kind of like he needs to do it. A little bit more pressure on him. And so I don't know if that makes Spence more dangerous, but I could see it being, Crawford on points on the cards, or I could see Spence kind of maybe it's a draw because Spence has an early knockdown, catches him off guard in the first couple of rounds or something like that, and has like a 10-8 round or something like that. And then, they have like a split decision. I don't know. We'll see, but I'm just hoping for a really great fight. But I don't even know who to root for because I love both these guys.
Yeah, I know, right?
But I'm rooting for Crawford.
Who gonna spend the 85 and we gonna go over there? Who doing it? What's going on? Pops, Angel, Dre, Anthony. What we gonna do? We gonna share all this, man. I got 20 on it, man. Come on.
Yeah, I think Pops. You know what I'm saying? I think he's got the space for
Pops
it.
Pops got the big money. I know Pops. You got the big money. Come on, Pops.
Sponsor us. Let's see what's happening. But no, I definitely want to see it. I think we can make something work. So, that's Saturday night though. That will be definitely a great fight to watch. And Anthony Wesson, he's chiming in. He says, late to the party, had a work event, go Inter Miami. Well, Anthony, you're just on time for this next topic. We do wanted to talk about Messi. Made his debut on Friday night as a substitute, but LeBron was there, Serena was there, a bunch of different people. Kardashians. So that's pretty cool. And there was, that was the one we were talking about last week that some tickets were selling as much as $100,000. He didn't start, but he came in on the 68th minute, and he actually ended up scoring the winning goal from a free kick in stoppage time. So that was really cool to see him have a moment of magic there.
Can you explain why he didn't start? People don't understand. Like, this is Messi.
No, I don't know. Like, I think that they were kind of messed up with that. Like, honestly, I think because they kept saying, "Oh, this is gonna be his first game. This is gonna be his first game." Well, if I'm paying that much to see the man play, I want 90 minutes. But I think that they just kind of wanted to ease him in a little bit. Maybe his fitness wasn't quite there, and he was like, "Let me just come in and impact the game at the end." But I'm not, I can't do the full 90. But today he did start, and he did play. He did start the game today, and he scored 2 goals in the first half. So it looks like he's coming in ready to kind of dominate this league, and definitely he's very creative compared to some of the MLS, the way that their attack is. So we'll see.
It's crazy. I think maybe last year, or maybe when we first kind of started doing this, we was talking about who was the best, Messi or Chris or Ronaldo. We thought that, but it seemed like Messi is like taking over. Because at first it was like Ronaldo, easy, that's Ronaldo. But like, where's it at now? Is it still Ronaldo the best, or is it Messi coming forward, or what is it?
So since then, I feel like it's Messi coming forward. I still love Ronaldo. I love the way he plays, and also just his physicality, just who he is. But since then, he has kind of fallen off. When he went back to English Premier League, he hasn't played as well. Now he went to the Saudi Arabian league, and he's getting paid big money. But I think Messi was more strategic with his move because he's going to come to the MLS, more high profile. Okay. Everybody has their eyes on the U.S. in some capacity. The stars and celebrities are here. And he's going to make a lot of money, but his brand is built better, and it's more of a nice guy brand. Okay. So I think that's why he's kind of moving into the light more than Ronaldo, and Ronaldo's kind of.
Yeah, well, Anthony said too. I thought that they could be there too. That's a big deal.
And that's another thing that's happened, in those past couple of years.
In the way he won a World Cup.
Portugal does suck, but
I'm without Ronaldo's gotten them far enough on his own, but without him, they are horrible. Yeah. They suck.
Yeah. So, but I definitely think Ronaldo is kind of falling back, but he's still a mega star though, and he's still getting his bread for sure. Anthony Weston comments this: Inter Miami is 15th with 12 games to go. They need to get to 9th for a playoff spot. If he's able to move them up to 9th and get them in the playoffs, that would be pretty impressive. I just don't know if they have like all the other pieces, but he is bringing some friends from Real Madrid too. Sergio Busquets, he's also started tonight. And then they said there's one more guy that his name slips me right now, but that might be coming over as well. So we'll see, but maybe this will be the new trend to come to the MLS and dominate over here. But other soccer news, I don't know if you guys heard about this.
I was about to bring that up. That's wild.
Did we hear about that? What do you mean?
So, Messi's doing his thing. He's got his retirement. He's got his golden parachute. But Kylian Mbappe, he has the future ahead of him. Obviously, he's younger and he's just like just a big mega star. But yeah, so Al Hilal, from the Saudi Arabian League, that Cristiano Ronaldo and several other people are going to offer basically a $1.1 billion package to bring him over. 230 million would go to PSG as just a transfer fee, basically just buying the rights to negotiate with him, and then 735 million would go to him. He basically making, I can't even remember what it was, but it was like $24 a second or something like that for 1 year.
Is he that good though?
Yes.
Okay. I think he is, and it's also a mixture of like they're willing to overpay to like get the attention too. Yeah. So it's like the right timing for everything. But he is.
Is that guaranteed money too?
Yeah. And it's only that would be for a 1 year contract.
That's what I'm saying.
Like, even if he was gonna go down there, 1 year, and if he doesn't like it, he has all the options in the world just to go wherever too. So they're planning on bringing him down there and like basically trying to. Hopefully, he has a Stockholm syndrome where he just loves it so much he'll never leave. They're just trying though.
Can I ask y'all one question though? Like, I don't know if it's in the contract or you have to do this. Like, I wouldn't want to know people to know how much money I'm making, dog. Like, do I have to tell people? I tell you how much I'm making though. Like,
right? Like they would need to. I'd be like, I need a security detail. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I need houses outside my house.
But I wouldn't pay pay a certain amount of money that people won't know. Like, it should be your right. Like, they should know how much money I'm making. Like,
that's true.
It's like in general, you go so we go out to dinner somewhere, we have dinner with certain people, like, hey, how much money you make? Like, that's rude. Like, you know what I'm saying? In reality, that's rude to ask me how much you make for a living. But these guys, like, they know how much, and you everywhere. So a crazy man see your face, like, oh, that's what I'm gonna do something to him. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I just don't think that's safe. Like, somebody should do something about that. Like, don't say how much money they really making. Like, give a ballpark maybe, but
something,
especially if he's gonna be playing in a country that's not his own.
Man, it's like, wow.
Yeah, but he could definitely afford. I would be rolling with squad. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Like you said, it's a year. It's 1 year of soccer.
Yeah.
Then you can literally go play wherever you want afterwards. Oh yeah, I'm paid. I'm taking that.
Yeah, for sure. Anthony Weston, Luis Suarez is supposed to come. Yeah, Luis Suarez is the other player. And this dude's actually crazy. Like he actually bit somebody like on the shoulder during the game once, like several years ago. So he's kind of wild. But yeah, Anthony West says you guys were sharing CBS salary info. Sometimes you got to make sure everybody's on the same level. You know what I'm saying, to get the information, but not really sharing that with other people. You know what I'm saying? That's what. You got to know what kind of levels you're at. But Anthony Weston says, yes, he is definitely won a World Cup already.
Yeah, almost won two.
Almost won two. Yeah, he almost stopped Messi from getting his only one. So we'll see. But yeah, definitely. It's interesting though because he's basically he might turn it down. Like he might just be like, nah, I'm good. He has the option to just wait, and he can stay with PSG for this 1 more year and then go wherever he wants next year, like on a free transfer. So. We'll see. It'd be hard to turn down those $730 million for 12 months. Yeah. So, all right. Next up, and then the last topic for us really is just wanted to mention Jim Harbaugh. It looks like he's going to be facing a 4-game penalty for some different violations. And it's crazy because it's basically violations on top of violations. They were investigating him for recruiting violations, and he lied to the investigators about what occurred. Well, they found out that there were recruiting violations, and they found out what he had said during the investigation was a lie. So now he's facing some serious penalties, including potentially the first 4 games of Michigan's season. This is the reason, honestly, why I thought he would have been back in the NFL already and would have dipped like when he had the chance over the last couple seasons. But I don't know if it'll really affect Michigan that much because their first 4 games are. Yeah.
Did you see the teams? It's like Bowling Green. I think Rutgers is like the hardest team they'll play. They're going 4-0. They'll be fun.
Yeah, I think too the basic like the restriction is like from midnight on game day till like 11:59 like that day. Basically, he can't have any contact with the team. So I'm like, you still get to like practice and prepare everybody.
Yeah,
it's not that big of a deal, I guess. But I don't know. We'll see. Anthony Weston says go to the NFL, man. I'm surprised he hasn't, but I think he'll be all right. I think he likes it in Michigan too much. They finally beat Ohio State, so he can't leave now. Yeah. Back over on the YouTube side says Harbaugh always doing something wrong. He is, but he's got them a really good defense though, and he's kind of bringing back Michigan to prominence. So I like that because Michigan was down for far too long. So. All right, but I think that's it. Anything else you guys wanted to comment on? I think that's pretty much.
I wanted to say one thing. I know I was late last week, but a couple of weeks ago we dinner, with Strizz's family, and thanks to Unc for inviting me to go there. I was wanting to say thank you for that, and how you got a dope family, man. Everybody came in there so nice. Everybody was like really cool. You know what I'm saying? Just you felt the love. They loved each other like that. And like nowadays, you don't see that with families coming together. They're big of a family too. It was a lot of people, and everybody came in real cool. So I want to say thanks to Unc and then Trizzy family for showing that your grandma was really cool. I miss your mom. I had to go, but I just want to say that was super dope to see like families still get together, families still love each other, and it was kind of really big, man, to see that. You kind of give me some encouragement to see stuff like that because, like I said, families always fight when they get together like that. You know what I'm saying? There's always some mess going on. I don't talk to you, all that, but everybody came to talk to each other. Everybody was cool. And the environment was real nice. And for the restaurant to stay open, they never not open that day. To open up for that show. So I want to say thanks to Uncle again for that. I apologize for leaving. But
we lost you a little bit at the end.
No?
Oh, it's still kind of.
Oh man, my bad. Can't hear me now.
Oh, dang. I don't know.
Hey, we good. Just go ahead.
Okay.
Hey, and I appreciate y'all coming. You know what I'm saying? Like I know I'm invited all of us out, man, but I definitely appreciate y'all coming and just to meet my family. I was telling A-Dub, I was like, I didn't realize how much of my family was going to actually be there. So y'all got to meet a big part of it. So I appreciate y'all for it.
Yeah. No, absolutely. That was really cool. Thank you again to and Marcus.
I think it muted me. I think.
Oh,
is it back?
Oh, yeah, you're good now.
But yeah, I just want to say again, thank you to Unc and to Tracy for inviting me. And for that, I apologize if I had to leave early, but that was like so cool to see. I needed to see that, man. So I want to say thanks to y'all for that.
Nice. Yeah, absolutely. And Unc says we'll do it again. We definitely will. And Anthony Weston, I did not watch the QB documentary.
Me either.
But I think we should do a little. I think we should watch it as homework, and then we should talk about it. So
we know he watched it.
Yeah, we know he did. Strizzy, did you watch it?
No, not yet. I saw it and I was like debating it, but I was like going to bed, so I didn't put it on. But yeah, I want to watch it too.
All right, so that's homework for us. We'll watch it. We'll have to do a little SLAC review of that. That'll be dope. Yeah. All right, but that is episode 104. I want to thank you guys again for rocking with us. We appreciate y'all, and we will be back at y'all next week. But until then, it's your boy A-Dub.
And what's You're
praying for Bronny, man. Get better, baby.
Yes, sir.
Peace.